all three departments, that's Delhi for you. What a scintillating performance this has been from Ishan Kishan, Jasprit, Bumrah, Trent, Boult, and of course the whole Mumbai team, because they were at their best. It did not look even for a moment that they are thinking that they have just qualified for the playoffs and they will feel that okay, we can take this game lightly, because that did not happen, and they produced a match winning performance, winning the game by of course 9 wickets, occupying that first spot, and they will be playing the first qualifier in Dubai on of course 5th of November, and that will be one to watch. To discuss the game, I've of course been joined in with Yuvraj Dua. Yuvraj, what a game!
What are we witnessing in this tournament? I'm not understanding. Such a good start for Delhi. After 9 games, they were 14. They were at 14 points, and now they've lost four in a row. That takes some doing by any team. And Delhi, the way they've slipped, wow! It's an absolute spectacle to watch. Now Bangalore have a chance to get a direct entry into into the playoffs. They'll be playing against Hyderabad, but absolute destruction for Delhi today. No department. They got even more than half the marks. Their bowling was very shoddy. Their batting was an absolute collapse. The fielding we can't talk much about because they weren't out there in the field for long. So yeah, it was a real drubbing defeat for them. Net run rate, as you were mentioning, Vedant, would you like our viewers to know about the net run rate of Delhi? How has it slipped?
Absolutely. It's now minus 0.159, and that means Punjab has a better net run rate than Delhi. And if they lose their last game against Bangalore, I will not be surprised if they will be just packing their bags and going home now. Because you never know. You never know what happens in the last game. And there is a side like Hyderabad who is playing Bangalore today. And if Hyderabad ends up winning that game, oh my word. Then Delhi will be like that. Let's pack our bags. Let's get our tickets done, because it has been absolute turnaround, Yuvraj.
uh, every team still has the chance to get that top two spot. It might be tough for maybe Kolkata or Rajasthan, but there's still a chance because Rajasthan can go over Delhi as the net run rate goes. If Bangalore lose by a drastic margin today as well, their net run rate will also slip. They were very close to Delhi. Delhi was 0.030, they were 0.048. So if
Yeah.
they lose by a larger margin than Delhi, they might also slip in the negative territory. So Punjab, Rajasthan, and Kolkata, all of these teams have a chance to end up on the top two spot and end up in the top two. So it's just getting interesting with every game. It's not closing; it's opening up more and more, and it'll be fabulous to watch. I think the next couple of games, especially this game that we have to witness now.
Absolutely. And if we actually see what seems to be going wrong for Delhi, because we see Kagiso Rabada, he was so consistent. He was picking a wicket in every game, minimum of wicket he was picking in every game. Now he's struggling to pick even one. It's been 2 games on the trot. Then if you see their top order, it's failing miserably. If you see somebody like Prithvi Shaw, he's not able to perform. Ajinkya Rahane has looked out of touch from the start of the tournament. Rishabh Pant, he consumed more deliveries, scores less runs. Shreyas Iyer is in under pressure. Shikhar Dhawan scored those 2 centuries, but after that, 6-0-0. So I think there seems to be a bigger problem for Delhi, because every player seems to be going out of form, and that's where the management role actually comes in. They need to speak to somebody like Ricky Ponting. They need to speak somebody like Mohammad Kef, who have been around for a while. They need to answer these questions. What seems to be going wrong? Because Yuvraj, you mentioned 9 games, 7 wins, just 2 losses. Now 13 games, 7 wins, 6 losses.
Everything is going wrong for them. I think they have just lost consistency. The kind of performances they put in their first 7 games, I think they lost that momentum after those 2 losses. They just lost all the confidence they had. The players like Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Shimron Hetmeyer, Marcus Stoinis, they've all lost steam. Even in the last 3 matches, Shikhar Dhawan has not stood up for them. And Shikhar Dhawan was the only shining light against Punjab, which was their first loss after
Yeah.
that ninth game, where Shikhar Dhawan scored that century. And after that, it's been absolutely downhill from there. The bowlers are also not stepping up. Kagiso Rabada, as we mentioned, his performance, his consistency actually highlights or signifies or reflects Delhi's campaign. He was
Yeah.
really consistent as the tournament started. He kept picking up wickets, but then his performance also started dying down. He started picking up one wicket, he's 1 or 2 wickets in his quota of 4 overs. Started conceding runs, and as he slid, Delhi are also sliding, and overall also. If you look at Anrik Nortje, if you look at Ravichandran Ashwin, they've also started conceding runs. I don't know if they became complacent, if they took their campaign for granted. I don't think that will be the case, of course. But yeah, they've lost all the consistency. They need to do something now. There's just one game left. They're hanging by a very thin thread. They need to do something to get back into this, or it'll be all over soon.
Absolutely. On this note, I would like to see the points table once. If the tech team can show the points table to all our users, Indian T20 League points table. Mumbai have already qualified 13 games, 9 wins, and 4 losses for them. But just see that net run rate plus 1.296 with 18 points. That means that no team can manage 18 points, and no team can also manage that net run rate which Mumbai has. So Mumbai will finish this league stages with being the first team, of course, and also occupying the topmost position on the points table. Then, of course, if you look at Bangalore and Delhi, there seems to be a difference, and there seems to be a big difference in terms of the net run rate plus 0.048 and minus 0.159. There seems to be a big difference. Delhi will be playing their last game against Bangalore. They need to win their game. If they are not able to win that game, oh man, it will become very difficult for them because there are a couple of teams which are actually in light. Kolkata is playing against Rajasthan tomorrow, and Punjab is playing against Chennai. And if Hyderabad is able to win a game against Bangalore, then the 56th match of the tournament will be played between Hyderabad and Mumbai, and that will also be the last game of the tournament. And you never know, Hyderabad along with maybe Punjab qualify, and Delhi might be going home.
They might be. I think the best chance to qualify as per net run rate is for Hyderabad right now. If they win the last couple of games, it's actually actually a direct entry, because look at that. Look at their net run rate 0.396. That too positive, in the positive region. So Hyderabad, if they win the next 2 games, they get a direct entry. Even I think Punjab, they
Yeah.
also have a very good net run rate right now, and if they win their last game, they also have a solid chance of qualifying. If Delhi end up at a 16 points, then of course it'll be tough for maybe Hyderabad and Punjab, for both of them to enter into that.
And I think Hyderabad has a very good chance to qualify because they are playing their last game against Mumbai. And if they win that game, then Punjab gets eliminated. If Punjab wins their next game. So
Mhm.
first Punjab needs to win their next game against Chennai. If they are able to do that, then it all depends on whether Delhi is able to win their next game against Bangalore. If Delhi wins, then it will be all about if Hyderabad is able to beat Mumbai, then Punjab will get eliminated, and then Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and Hyderabad will qualify.
Wow, that's a lot of permutations and combinations. I think our viewers would also be boggling their heads right now. What could be the possible combinations? But we can't predict, of course. We'll have to see how it pans out, of course, and it'll be one to watch, I think.
Absolutely. And now I think it's time to look at the scorecard once. And if we look at the scorecard, Delhi managed just 110 runs with the loss of course, 9 wickets. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan started off the innings. 10 of 11 deliveries for Prithvi Shaw. A duck again for Shikhar Dhawan. He needs to come back to the form if Delhi wants to come back to the winning ways. Then Shreyas Iyer consumed a lot many deliveries but was not able to score many runs. 25 of 29 deliveries. Rishabh Pant once again another failure for him in the white ball cricket. 21 of 24 deliveries. Marcus Stoinis is looking just out of the picture. And then, of course, Shimron Hetmeyer's love affair, as I always say, love affair of 10 to 15 runs continues. 11 of 13 deliveries. He hasn't looked in best of touch. I don't know why they are not trying somebody like Alex Carey in the team. He can just play as a proper batsman. If you want to play somebody like Rishabh Pant as a proper wicketkeeper, you should replace Shimron Hetmeyer with him as a proper batsman, and he will contribute more than what Shimron Hetmeyer is doing from last 4 or 5 games. Then, of course, Harshal Patel. Fine job because he is not a proper batsman. So 5 of 9 for him. Ravichandran Ashwin contributed 12 runs. Praveen Dubey was included in the side, and that was a little shocker for me, unless and until there seems to be a niggle or injury to Akshar Patel. Why you did not include somebody like Akshar Patel, that will be a question, and that will be a question which many would want to know, and Delhi needs to answer that. Then, of course, Kagiso Rabada, 12 of 7 deliveries. Eventually, Delhi managed, as I said, 110 runs on the board. But if you see Mumbai, you would just want to see two bowlers. One is Trent Boult, and the other one is, of course, Jasprit Bumrah. 8 overs between them, 38 runs and 6 wickets. So that seems to be a good performance by them. And then if you see Mumbai card, not many batsmen, and that shows the class. That shows the class of a team which occupies the topmost position on the points table. There is a reason why they are on top, and they have showed once again 72 of 47 deliveries for Ishan Kishan. Not even for a single moment he made us believe that Rohit Sharma is not there in the side, because he is performing in every game. He has been given a chance to open the innings with Quinton de Kock. Quinton de Kock, a little unfortunate. Otherwise, they would have won the game by 10 wickets. 26 of 28 deliveries for him. But then Surya Kumar Yadav just continued his form where he left against Bangalore. 12 of 11 deliveries for him. And when you see Delhi's bowling card, not much to look at. I think Ravichandran Ashwin bowled well, and that seems to be a good sign. But other than that, nobody, actually nobody. 4 overs 18. So I think Ravichandran Ashwin would be very happy with his performance. But other than that, everybody needs to reflect as where they are going wrong in every game they are playing. And the result is in right front of you. Mumbai has won another game, ninth game, and 9 wicket win. So this seems to be a good show for Mumbai.
Excellent show, completely dominating again. Comprehensive, dominating performance. They deserve this. I think the way they've played, even after the absence of Rohit Sharma and Hardik Pandya, to put up a show like this, it's really top class. I think hands down they have won this game. They have completely plummeted Delhi at the moment, and I don't think Delhi will be happy with this performance. They have a lot to look at the moment, and if they need to come back, they need to make some changes, or they need to get back to their feet, because at the moment they're crawling. They aren't even walking, I think. Earlier they were running in the first 9 games, then now they're a stumbling team. I think they need to do something about this. Whereas Mumbai, they continue their dominance from the previous years. It's just a completely dominating show. They are the kings at the moment, I think, and they'll want to continue as kings. Now I think they're a top contender for winning the title as well.
Absolutely, they are looking a very good team.
The
And
way they the way
yeah,
they're playing,
hmm.
it isn't looking like that. Sorry for again cutting each other off. It isn't looking like they'll lose a game from now on, because even after the absence of Rohit Sharma and Hardik Pandya, if you put up a show like this, that too against a team like Delhi, one of the best in the tournament, you deserve to win. I think the way they've played, I think it'll be a good contest now between maybe Bangalore and Mumbai.
Absolutely, it will be a good contest. But on the other hand, I'm glad that you said that Bangalore also needs to win a game, because they cannot become just overconfident that Delhi seems to be not performing. So we can take it a little lightly. It's a very important game which is coming up next, Bangalore versus Hyderabad.